And I looked back at my hunter and I said, I said, "Dadgummit," I said, "we got here a little late." I said, "There's deer already moving through the meadow." So I said, "Come on, let's just ease around and see what it is." And we eased around, and finally I got a good picture of the color of the hair, and I knew right off that wasn't a deer. I knew it was a bear. When we first spotted her, she was 92 yards away, and by the time we turned and made 2 steps, she was 35 yards away.
Hey, bear. Hey, bear.
Hiking down the trail, you need to warn bears with a fair amount of noise because you just don't want to surprise a bear. Hiking in groups is extremely helpful. People in groups of 4 have almost never been hurt by a bear. Even 2 is much, much better than hiking alone.
Anytime you're walking in grizzly country, you've got to pay attention. You've got to trust your instincts. But let's say you come around a corner or walk through a forest, come up over a rise, and you see a grizzly bear. At that point, the first thing you have to do is assess the situation. Does the bear see you? Does the bear simply take off? That's the most likely encounter you're going to have, is a bear seeing you, smelling you, and taking off. But if that bear does see you and it shows interest, at that point, you want to not make eye contact with the bears because they see that as a direct threat. You certainly don't want to run, make any quick movements, do anything to provoke their predatory instinct.
And it's immediately when I seen her, the first thing I did was just wave my arms and start yelling at her. Well, as soon as I started yelling at her, and waving my arms, she came down off that mountain like a slide. I kind of sidestepped a tree and yelled at her, and she looked back around that tree back at me and started to come the other way. And I went back the other way. Well, as soon as I went back the other way, I stepped right in her mouth.
If a bear charges you, most of those charges are false charges. The bear's trying to scare you away. What you want to do is get the bear spray out. You want to keep your group together, avoid eye contact or any other aggressive move towards that bear. And if the bear gets close enough, you need to spray that bear.
If a bear charges you, the knowledge of how to use the bear spray needs to be automatic, and it has to be accessible. It can't be in your backpack or your fanny pack. And when the bear charges you, it may or may not be a false charge just to scare you away. You need to get your can, pop the safety off, and spray it directly towards the bear so it has to charge through the cloud of spray, getting it on its face, eyes, nose, and mouth. Believe me, bear spray really works. Carry it, know how to use it, and feel confident with it while traveling in bear country.
When she picked me up, she shook me like a rag doll. Like a rag. It was like, like how a dog shakes a rag or one of those toys. She just, and I looked down and I said, man, this is gonna leave a bad scar. I said, this ain't looking good for the home team now, 'Cause I don't want to see them gone. Not ever. This is their country. They were born for it. God put them here, and they're going to stay here.